Hello, and welcome to Art with Miss Michelle. Today we're going to make a penguin. So for this project, you'll need a large piece of blue paper, a large black rectangular piece of paper, a smaller white rectangle, two equal size black rectangles for the wings, and two really small orange rectangles for the feet, and then one orange square for the beak. And then you can either use googly eyes or you can make your eyes out of your black and white paper. And then I have an extra piece of white paper to make some icebergs for the penguin to be standing on. And then I'll need some scissors, a glue stick, and maybe a pencil if I want to do the paper eyes. Okay, so I'm going to start with my large black and white rectangle. So this is going to be for the penguin's body and white belly. So I'm just going to take this rectangle and I'm just going to cut these two corners off, making kind of a rounded edge on the top here. And that's going to be for his white belly. So I'm just going to glue this so it's even with the bottom edge here. And I want to try to get it as close to the middle as I can. And then I'm going to make the penguin's head up here. So I'm just going to do the same thing and cut the corners off, making a more rounded edge. If you want to try to make the head a little bit thinner, you can. If you want to cut it a little bit thinner, kind of like almost a bowling pin type shape. Or if you want to keep it a little bit simpler, you can just cut off the two top corners, depending on your cutting skills. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this onto my paper. So as long as I get some glue around the edges, I don't have to cover the entire middle. And this one, I want to leave a little bit of room at the bottom for his feet. So I'm not going to put it quite at the bottom of the paper. And then these are going to be for the wings. So I'm going to cut off all the corners. And if you want to try to cut out a wing shape, you can. It's pretty easy if you just cut off the corners to make the shape. But like I said, depending on your cutting skills, you can do what you feel comfortable with. And then I can decide if I want his wings to be pointing up or down, or maybe one will be up and one will be down. And if they stick off the paper a little bit, that's fine too. So it's up to you how you want to glue those on there. There's no right or wrong way. Okay, so now I'm going to do the face. So for the beak, I can take my square here, and if I try to match up two of the corners and fold it in half, then I can actually have a beak that has a top beak and a bottom beak. And I can glue that on to my penguin's head. And then you can either use the googly eyes, or if you want to make some eyes that are a little bit bigger, which I think are pretty fun to have kind of big eyes. I like to trace something round. And then you can cut out, if you just fold this in half, or you can trace it twice, then you can get a round circle for the eye. Of course, they could be oval, depending on what you prefer. actually don't like those. I'm just gonna stick with these. So I'm gonna use kind of a lot of glue from the glue stick to stick these on. And if you have regular Elmer's glue or tacky glue, it might work a little better for the googly eyes, but if you just have the glue stick, just try to get some extra glue on there and they should stick on. And then for my feet, you could either just make them kind of oval, or if you want to try to cut out a more complicated shape, you could cut some triangles out to make webbed looking feet. Then I'll just glue these on however you'd like. And then with my extra white paper, I can kind of cut these up and use just kind of random shapes to make a little mosaic style iceberg at the bottom. If you don't want to add the extra, you can just leave it like this. But if you want to add some of these white pieces, you can make it look like he's on some little ice cubes in the cold Antarctic where the penguins like to go and hang out on the ice on the coast. And usually they hang out in very large groups, so if you ever saw some penguins, you'd probably see a lot of them together. Oops. So thanks for watching my video. I hope you like this project, and happy penguin making.